All right. We have been joined by our race winner for today's 8th annual Indiana 250, joined by Kyle Busch, driver of the number 18 Combos Toyota. We'll take questions for Kyle and his crew chief, Ben Beshore, when he gets here. He's on his way. Okay, we'll take questions. If you have one, raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. Jerry, would like to start us off.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. At one point during the race, your car was strong all day, but at one point during the race, you came over the radio and said you didn't think your stuff was going to hold together. What was going on with the car that made you think that?
We had short pitted the first segment, essentially, with, I don't know if it was 10 to go or whatever. And so then we long ran the second stage, and so there was 40 laps on the tires, and they were just smoked. Right front was really bad, and wasn't feeling very good. Wasn't sure if it would make it to the end. It was actually starting to vibrate a little bit as well too, and come to find out, I knew it had cords showing, and it did. So I was just trying to keep it together and keep it on the racetrack and not knock the wall down. So fortunately that all happened, and was able to make it to the end of that stage break, get some more tires, and go after them again.
All right, go ahead in the back.
Yeah, Kyle, Roy Akers, Midwest Sports Scene. With the handling problems that you had in the middle of the race, did you feel like a late start with the 4 laps to go would kind of make the race come back to you for a good chance to win?
Yeah, absolutely. The short run there at the end, we were really fast on the straightaways, had good straightaway speed, was still pretty good in 3 and 4. The 7 behind me was definitely beating me in turns 1, no question, turns 1 and 2. But just having that straightaway speed as much as we did, the run that he would get from the tow, from the package that we have, just wasn't enough. He couldn't do anything with it, so he never got close enough to make a move out and to try to get by us. So overall, it played right into our hands there at the end, 2, maybe even, 2 laps more, and he probably would have got us. It just was not, we weren't very good in turn 1 all day.
All right.
Bruce Barnum with NBCSports.com. On the crash over in turn 2 with 8 to go, you were in a pretty good spot to kind of see. Did you see that thing developing and kind of say, this isn't going to work?
No, the 20 car just snapped around. So, I don't remember how close the 2 car was. It looked like the 20 did fine. It looked like he was trying to turn down to the bottom, and I don't know if he got tight with his car, and then he had wheel in it, so then the 2 was kind of inching by, and then that pulled him around. I imagine that's kind of what happened, but overall, just one of them deals. That's happened to me here before. It had just happened a corner earlier. One year, I had Sam Hornish on my outside and got sucked around, So that can happen, and I took the inside on the final restart. I was debating it the whole entire time, trying to figure out whether I wanted top or bottom, and I couldn't really decide. So I was like, well, I guess I'll go to the bottom. So we'll just see what happens and if we can hold them off.
All right, additional questions for Kyle? Okay, Dustin?
Dustin Albino, Front Stretch. How crucial was Jeb's push for you?
Anybody that was behind you, you had to rely on them. You can't win these races by yourself anymore. You got to rely on those that are around you. So Jeb obviously did a really good job at the restart, coming up through the gears. He was actually, timed the push really well, and it helped us. It propelled us to where we were able to score the victory.
All right, Lee, go ahead.
Lee Spencer, RacingVoice.com. After running the 2 practices for Cup and running this race and having less horsepower now with the Cup car, what are you predicting for tomorrow? What do you think we'll see? Anything similar to this with the passing that we saw today?
I don't know. Tune in and watch.
All right, additional questions? Joseph. And then we'll come to Bruce.
Zach Tanswetti, KickingTheTires.net. You and Justin had a pretty fun battle mid-race. I mean, he was passing you were passing him, there was guys behind you. Did that really surprise you that he was able to do that? I spoke to him, he said longer runs was his suit, so if it wasn't for the red flag, maybe it would have been a little better for him. But did that kind of surprise you that when you got out front, you were able to hold him off after that type of racing?
Not with 4 to go. Like I said, if there was 2 more laps in the race, I think he would have closed in back to me and maybe been able to make a move on me or something like that. But he didn't have anybody behind him close enough that was going to help push him by me. So it's so hard to pass and it was really challenging when you just had two guys, you know. So especially when the guy out front was actually trimmed for the straightaway. You can't be trimmed for the corner and just maintain time and then think you're going to outrace somebody down a straightaway. It's just not going to happen. So the way the race played out just played in our hands. You know, it very easily could have been different and been in the 7 car's hands.
All right, Bruce, go ahead.
4 to go until you hit 100. How does it feel to be this close to a mark that nobody's ever had in this series?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Maybe some people will discredit that and say that it's not so cool, but you know, we're doing it, and fortunately, Joe's given me the green light to run the 5 races I can run next year. You know, we had another Kyle Busch rule come down a couple weeks ago, so we'll get our 5, and hopefully we can clean them out, and I'll be 101 when it's all said and done.
All right, additional questions for Kyle or Ben? All right, congratulations, guys.
All right, you got it.
Best of luck tomorrow, Kyle.
Good hustle, man.